What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I got me a new part in for my personal rig. This is the Gigabyte Aorus 512 Gigabyte Aorus RGB SSD. Wow, that is a mouthful. But anyway, so I wanted to take you guys on a quick journey through doing a full unboxing, quick first glance review, installation, and my overall thoughts and feelings on this drive. So let's take a look. Alrighty, let's get this unboxed. So you got some generic plastic shrink wrap on the outside. Just kind of tear into that real quick. Get that out of the way. And just it looks like a sleeve here, so pull that off. Very nice looking box. Let's open this guy up. Of course, no tape, just hard to open. All right. Wow. Oh my goodness, that was ridiculous. Gigabyte, make it a little easier on people, because this was so tight and such a pain in the butt to do. Good Lord, nearly had to destroy the box just to get it out. All right, so obviously presentation here, very nice, very nice. So let's pull out the guy and set that aside real quick, see what else we got in the box. Looks like there's some things underneath that are not easy to get to as well. There we go. Obviously it's probably just like alright, so it's just a warranty information. Hopefully it doesn't say, hey, if you destroy this box, we can't warranty your part, because I can't see too many other people having much of an easier time than I did with that. But obviously, still somewhat intact. But here's the main attraction here. So we got 512 gig NVMe SSD drive. I guess there's really not too much to look at here. Got a nice aluminum heatsink here, and the little eagle or bird here, that's what glows and lights up with RGB. So I guess there's not much else to say other than let's get cracking into my rig and get this guy installed. So before we begin, I thought I'd just kind of give a quick overlay of my rig status. So I have a vertical GPU mount here, holding up my GTX 1080. And here on the top M.2 NVMe slot, I already have a 970 Pro installed underneath there. So what I was thinking was I wanted to come around back here, try to focus. There's two more slots, and I want to install like on the bottom slot, I believe. And though you really can't see it, so that's kind of a bummer. I was kind of thinking, well, you know, it might kind of light up this area behind the riser cable. So I think what I'm going to do is just kind of see how it looks first, and if I don't like it so much, then I might also experiment with seeing how it looks with the GPU just mounted normally. But irregardless, I'm gonna have to uninstall my GPU just to get to it, because that riser cable is in the way, and so is the GPU. So anywho, here we go. Alrighty, she's in. Not terribly bad for an install. I should have grabbed my smaller magnetic screwdriver. As you saw, I was struggling a little bit, but in just fine. Pretty tight clearance on the PCIe latch there, but it got in no problems, not binding up, so I didn't have to force it or anything like that. So, yeah, let's. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm actually just going to plug in everything and just see if without my GPU in the way. In fact, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and just install my GPU in the top normal brackets, just so this is visible and I can just do a quick check on it. And then I may experiment with putting my GPU back into a vertical mount position to see, how that looks flowing behind that riser cable. So some experimentation to come, so touch base on that here in just a second. All right, so got everything cabled back up. Graphics card in the normal slot for now, like I mentioned. Let's power this guy up, see how things go. Yeah, immediately powers up. Let's take a step back and look at all the RGB glory. Pretty neat. I like it. Subtle but cool. All right, so let's just double check, make sure the drive is detectable and everything. Okay, here we are booting into BIOS, and it is it's there. So now I'm just gonna double check and see if I can just partition the drive and get it up and running and usable. Okay, let's see if we can detect the drive. Let's do new simple volume. Next, we want all of it. And I think what I'm gonna actually name this is gonna be Y, because this is gonna be my YouTube cache drive where I do camera offload files to a fast NVMe drive and then slower to a spinning disk. So we got NTFS, quick format, finish. Bam. So now we should see it here. Y, new volume. Sorry for my loud dog. And we'll just rename this cache drive. Continue. And another thing here too is I got RGB Fusion opened up. So I actually have kind of like a red, white, and theme going. No particular reason, although yes, I do love America, but my fan LEDs, so those are the stock Thermaltake ones, and then I had like another blue one. So I figured kind of red, white, and blue actually goes well, but obviously the SSD is just the standard orange, so I'm gonna play with it a bit. I may go back to like a rainbow, but for now I guess I'll go ahead and sync it to something. It looks like probably the best thing to set it to is, I'm gonna go with white. I kind of want it bright, so I'm gonna apply that guy. And then, interesting, it's kind of a it's white-ish. I noticed that too, kind of with the motherboard lights. It's kind of like a bluish white. So let's see, maybe if we can modify that just a hair. because I think when I have my memory set there, what's this setting? Yeah, so it's all set the same. I don't think I'm gonna get any quote-unquote whiter than that. But let's see, it does have some options, so let's take the camera off real quick and explore the options. All right, so I'll set it through so right now, obviously it's set at static white, just kind of going with my theme, but we can play with it here. So here's the pulse option. That when you do that, it actually is only set to a single color. And then we got flash. It's kind of crazy. Double flash. And then your typical color cycle here. So it's just shifting between different colors. And then default is, I believe that's supposed to just, okay, so it's a breathing color cycle. I think honestly my favorite is probably just the color cycle, where it just changes colors. But again, I'm gonna have to rework my whole LED setup, because either I stick with a static color of white, let's see, there's white, or red to somewhat match the theme, or blue. I just think that's a little too much blue, so that's again why I think I'm gonna just go ahead and rework my whole LED setup. So I think right now I'm just gonna leave it on color cycle and just apply it to my RGB fusion, and that's it. So I mean, that was super simple, honestly. Like, RGB fusion detected it right away, the motherboard detected it right away. All I had to do was go in and partition the drive, so now I have a drive. So we'll do one more thing, where we're gonna go ahead and just do some write speed tests with Crystal Disk Mark and see what it can do. Alrighty, so we got my Crystal Disk Mark results in. So the one on the left is my boot drive, my Samsung 970 Pro that I've had in the system for quite a while. And this test was actually when it was about brand new. So that drive's kind of new results, and then the Gigabyte drive here on the right. So obviously looking at it, the differences are very, very negligible, and honestly I probably, or most anybody probably, wouldn't even notice the difference. So I'm pretty darn happy with that, and considering, you know, shoot, it's a beautiful drive and it's got RGB, right? And it performs on the same level as basically the best drive you can get on the market. So super stoked about that. Can't wait to be using this as my intended drive, being the cache drive that I want. So very happy. Alright guys, so this has been my quick unboxing and overview of the Gigabyte Aorus RGB NVMe SSD. And I have to say I'm pretty happy with the product. As you can see, I have the lights just on a generic color sync. Some of the other LEDs in my PC are not either capable of syncing with Gigabyte board or just static LEDs. So I got some work to do to get it all tied together, but overall I'm pretty happy with the product. It's a fast SSD, it's got a good amount of storage, 512 megabytes, and it's really good quality, and I'm pretty happy. So guys, if you enjoyed this content, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be coming at you with another tech video real soon.